out with that trumpet, will you? We want to pull into Alexandria with a fanfare.
On this road, all you'd get are sour notes.
Play it anyway. Go ahead.
Road's mined by the English, Captain. It says there's a corridor. I'll go look.
All right, go ahead. Take cover! Into the ditch and return fire!
You have to succeed at any price in forcing the roadblock. The Italians must be first in Alexandria.
Very well. Tell them we'll try. Brass hat bastards. Get this, we're ordered to break through. The Italians have to be the first to enter Alexandria.
With no automatic weapons?
Fix bayonets!
Captain!
Let's get those limeys!
Poor fellas. They'll massacre all of us. Into the trenches! Into the trenches! Been ambushed again. Gotta get out. Give me those grenades, Corporal. You, take command. Keep everyone under cover.
They've occupied the machine gun nest.
Lay down mortar fire.
Sergeant Major.
They're picking us off as easy as shooting fish in a barrel. They didn't even miss the captain. We'll never get to join up with the Germans on this road. Nothing can get by here, except an underfed ghost.
Sounds bad, Sergeant Major. Pronto. 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 Our attack. Thrown back. Heavy loss of personnel, including Captain De Angelis, among the dead. Impossible mount counterattack with forces available. Signed, Sergeant Major Bori.
Gentlemen, if you please. General Montgomery, I actually haven't much to tell you.
So much the better.
In any case, I'd very much like to explain something to you, which you undoubtedly already know. Rommel has been pinned down in front of the Alamein line, and a pinned down Rommel is already half defeated. He has no petrol, and his men are exhausted. With every day that passes, we get stronger and they get weaker.
Magnificent, General Auchinleck. But so far, we've been the laughingstock of the world, running away like rabbits, chased for 1,500 miles by a German fox. From now on, I'll be the one to do the chasing.
Quite right. The fox is already pinned down in his lair and couldn't get away from even the most amateur hunter. In handing over this command, I wish you good luck, General Montgomery.
Slow! Halt!
Gentlemen, I believe the new commander-in-chief is waiting for you.
We'll all remember your command with great respect.
Thanks very much, Lumsden. But I'm the general in defeat. Montgomery will be the general in victory. Back in London, they don't have very many ideas, but those they do have are very clear. A defeated general has to be sacrificed.
Taking over command of the 8th Army, I had best tell you immediately what I think. There'll be no more retreating. I want all the plans for pulling back prepared by my predecessor to be burned. I want all non-operative vehicles returned to the rear lines. No one will be moving out of here. We're staying on, dead or alive, until Rommel surrenders. That's all for the moment. As of tomorrow, we'll meet in my tent. This cellar smells.
He may be on the ball, but compared to the airs he gives himself, the Ghibli is a mere breeze.
The troops under my command are barely sufficient to hold the 60 kilometers of front line between El Alamein and El Katara. I'm sure, my dear Bastico, if you were Rommel, if you were in my boots, you wouldn't give battle. You expect the English to be defeated by playing hare and hounds. If I had 2 armored divisions more and the necessary fuel, I could circle the Katara Depression, outflank the enemy, and push straight to Suez.
We are making the maximum effort to keep you supplied. But the trouble is the shipping losses of our convoys in recent months are easily in excess of 60%. The heavy units of our fleet can't put to sea before your high command gets around to maintaining its promise to furnish us the fuel we need.
Just one more battle will open the road to the oil supply of the Middle East. And who has that oil can win. If he gets it before the American, industrial strength is mobilized against us.
The Western plutocracies think only of their well-being. They'll never intervene. Let's get moving and crush the English. That's what the Führer expects us to do.
Your opinion's not important, General Schwartz. Speak of facts. Never mind the rhetoric. You have leave to go.
Troop disposition on the southern front required that division you ordered posted to us. It's been reassigned to the 10th Army Group.
The Folgore Division is one of our best units as far as experience and equipment go. Good men.
Yeah. Means other mouths to feed. Parachutists we already have. We need tanks.
Dr. Oster.
General.
Dr. Oster, as the Field Marshal's doctor, does it seem to you he's been getting worse?
You could say most men fail as time goes by.
My question was a precise one. And you know I have the authority to insist on an equally precise answer.
Yeah. You know he's suffering from a seriously inflamed kidney and Of course, nervous exhaustion has weakened him.
He has only done his duty. However, I'm agreed he must have a complete rest. I'll report that to General Halder, and you will sign with me. Heidler.
Aye.
On! Where are you going?
Looking for Lieutenant Borri. We're brothers.
He's the lieutenant of this company, the 4th. Down there somewhere.
Grazie.
I oiled it last night, Sergeant Major.
Even if you just oiled it an hour ago. Orders are orders. Fourth Company? Who's in command here? Captain Durso, but he's not here. They called him to a meeting up at Division. Where the hell do you think you are? Back in training, those are not blanks, those are cannons. If the English lay a barrage on you in the open, you've had it.
What's going on here?
Giorgio.
Claudia, how are you?
Fine, you?
Good.
Ah, and Papa?
Very good. Even though he grumbles all day long. But it's an old family failing.
I know.
What were you saying to my men?
Told them to dig foxholes. Here, you either dig or you die. Those shells rain down on us day and night. At least the foxhole saves you from splinters.
You know we didn't come out here to lead a mole's life. And besides, this is a temporary position. Sergeant! Who gave you orders?
Lieutenant, in Rome, there's a girl who's going to give birth one of these days. Sure, a baby. But not just a baby in general. My first son. You know how it is. I'm trying to make sure I get to see him.
Put those shovels away. If you don't mind, these men are taking orders from me, not from you.
I want to talk to you. Come on. Big mouth Louis. You don't care if we're all corpses. What's the matter with you? Papa told me it was all arranged for you to stay home as an instructor.
He tried to, sure, so that everybody could spit right in my face after the war is over.
But you preferred to come here and kill or be killed, didn't you? They shipped me here like a bag of macaroni. But you had to volunteer, didn't you?
I pity you, Claudio. It's people like you who make the world despise us. But thank God there aren't many of you left.
Lieutenant Borri.
Yes, sir.
Why weren't these men under cover?
I didn't think it was necessary, sir.
It seems it was necessary. I hope as the war goes on, you may get the idea. But keep in mind one thing. In my company, I want only live men, not heroic corpses. Anyone who kills or gets killed without a reason is just plain stupid.
Yes, sir.
Air reconnaissance made this photo day before yesterday.
And this one was taken yesterday after the artillery had pounded them for 24 hours.
Major Baker, the only logical conclusion is that the artillery of your division are pretty bad shots.
Sir, I personally observed the artillery barrage, and I saw those fortifications blown sky high.
They couldn't rebuild them in such a short time.
Certainly not under our guns.
I want you to organize a scouting expedition, Major. Order the artillery to stop as briefly as possible.
Yes, sir.
You can go, gentlemen.
Major, as of now, we have 15 minutes.
Sergeant O'Hara, lead your squad in from the left. You the other side. And nobody's to fire unless it's unavoidable.
It's fake there. Those rotten krauts.
Wood, Major. All fake.
When I think of the ammo we've wasted on these bleeding dolls.
Whole thing simulated, Major.
Which doesn't rule out the chance of live soldiers here. How much time have we left, Graham?
7 minutes, Major, before the barrage starts again.
So we didn't manage to destroy them.
Right.
Well, at least we can destroy their strong point.
Major.
Down.
Let's set it up, Franz.
Good.
My Fritz is always asking for a cannon. I could take one of these back to him, huh?
Hands up! Get rid of those sidearms. Down in the pit, all of you.
Move, you clout bastards!
In a minute, we'll be under fire from the artillery. I'd better get started with the prisoners.
We're not permitted to take any prisoners. Because if we did, the Nazis would know we'd been here and expose their little trick.
But if we leave them here...
Unfortunately, we can't allow them to report our presence.
But you can't even think of that. They're prisoners. They're unarmed.
Take command of the patrol and start the return march immediately. Move out, Lieutenant. Go ahead, Sergeant. May God forgive us. That was an order, Lieutenant Graham.
Stop, Sergeant. That's homicide. We're soldiers, not gangsters.
Put away that weapon, Lieutenant.
I won't permit the slaughter, Major.
You'll be all right, Lieutenant.
All right, sir. I'll take him now.
Corporal Müller! Corporal Müller!
Collect their dog tags. And bury their remains.
Herr Hauptmann. Look what I found, sir.
Where?
Over there, in the sand.
They're plain Scot. English.
Even though I knew it to be a repugnant act, no other way was left. Or else the enemy would have been aware that we could no longer be fooled by their ruse. The surprise element would be lacking.
Perfect. We'll cut off a whole division. I'll ask you to take over, General Clifton, with your Highlanders.
I'm ready, sir.
Tomorrow morning at dawn, you'll cut through that false line and take the troops holding the right flank from the rear. As soon as you've carried out that maneuver, we'll attack with everything we've got. I trust you've nothing against our starting to win for a change.
No Axis soldier would have been carrying that gun, and it didn't get there by itself.
What you really mean is that our desert patrol was not wiped out by the English artillery.
That's what I mean, Colonel. There was no trace of a shell burst in the vicinity of the bodies. What's more, it's our usual practice, doing an enemy barrage for the men to be dispersed. Instead, they were huddled together, a pile of flesh.
It's clear that the British discovered our trick. Fireline, man that strong point with live troops with real arms. Use only troops that are fresh. Get them from the Folgore.
Repeat that they're all to remain absolutely immobile until my order, regardless of what's going on.
Sergeant, that's the word. Nobody's to move an inch. We must look like we're dummies.
Don't move. They gotta believe we're fake.
Not very hard for the lieutenant. He's never managed to look even half real.
Don't move.
Halt! Halt!
Theatrical, but obviously false. Major, throw in a few mortar shells, just to be sure.
They're preparing to attack us with mortars.
Nobody's to return their fire without my order.
Fire! Fire!
Stand up, will you? You fool!
Fire!
Captain! Get back to your post. And don't move.
Pipers, sound off. Forward.
Forward!
Try not to fall. Lean on the cannon. Lieutenant, don't you know the captain is dead?
Captain! Captain!
Fire!
mustn't risk it in the open. Tell them to surrender.
Sergeant, when I want your advice, I ask for it. You, and you. Come on.
He's in command now. Go on.
Down. Nobody's to shoot. All of you stay here.
He wants to get a medal.
Lieutenant, get down!
Very well, I'm your prisoner.
All right, let's go.
The lieutenant doesn't give a damn if we get knocked off. He'll get a leather medal made out of our hide.
2 lousy pistol slugs.
He's gone.
Poor guy saved that fool of a lieutenant.
Cut it out. Take him away. Get him, move on.
This arrived from the Führer's headquarters. Urgent.
I suppose you already know what it says. Read it. Read it.
From Führer's headquarters to General Feldmarschall Erwin Rommel. Complete revision of African strategy requires your immediate presence here. During your absence, which will be sufficiently long to allow you to rest and recuperate, General Stumme will assume command. Signed, Adolf Hitler.
You've done very well, General Schwartz. You're satisfied? Von Thoma, you will handle the transfer of command. With or without me, the problem's the same. Tanks and fuel. If we are to take the oil of the Middle East and join up with our forces in the Caucasus, this war won't be won in Russia alone. Schwartz, I'm sure you've had an airplane ready for me for some time. Prepare for my departure.
Hey, wake up there, go Brickers. The machine gun crew's melting out there in the sun. They've been waiting a half hour for you to relieve them.
All right, I'm almost ready. Give me 2 minutes.
What do you mean? You're still half naked. Well, I don't know. I mean...
My throat's like rusty nails. You die of thirst, not me.
Soldier, you know that water's rationed. That water's got to last for all of us here until Pironi returns with a supply. I knew you were a thief, but not to the point of stealing the life of your buddies. And that water is life, and you know it. Drink it. Drink it! And now I'm going to make you cough up every last drop of that water 10 times over! Full battle dress! On the double!
I'll never pull that against her. And battle dress is murder. Oh, come on, you can't.
I gave you an order. Full battle dress.
Yes, sir. Bastard. Bastard.
Water! Here comes the water truck! Smoke time! All on the path, boys! You figured you'd drink it all up. You should took your time getting here.
hand if you want a drink. Calm down, fellas. Here's something better. Where Sergeant Major Bory is, you can be sure there's wine.
Now, Claudius.
Ah, Giorgio. How you been?
Good.
Hey, what's this?
I caught him stealing water. What are you doing here?
Oh, nothing. I was just ordered here. Those men. And 2 anti-tank guns.
Well, well. What a coincidence.
All right, so they sent me. After all, they had to send someone, didn't they?
Do you think I need a nursemaid?
Oh, no, Giorgio. I got no intention of sticking my neck out. You command here, don't worry. Hey, boys, let's have a little wine over here.
If you want me to, I can make him stop it.
No, he deserves it. He should be shot.
Everybody down!
Down in the trench! Ah! My arm! My arm!
Come down, quick! Come down!
Get down! Get down in the trench, you dumb son of a bitch! Bastard! Bastard!
Lieutenant. Lieutenant. There's a captain outside from the Panzer Command.
Ah, those Krauts are a pain in the ass.
Tell him to come in.
Will you come in, sir?
Lieutenant Bory?
Yes, sir.
Captain Hubert.
Yes, Captain.
We suspect that the English meant their artillery bombardment to keep us busy while they placed some new minefields in front of our lines.
That's possible.
We must make a sortie immediately to be sure our guess is right. You and one of your men will go along with our patrol.
Captain, you can count on me. But my men are exhausted. They haven't slept for 24 hours.
Lieutenant, it makes no difference at all to me if they are Italians. But our commanding General Stumme thinks it important that we and the Italians go into combat side by side.
All right, we get the point. I'll go with you. I wouldn't want to break up the Axis.
During this reconnaissance, you'll be under my orders.
Of course, of course.
Oh, you were awarded the Iron Cross for the capture of General Clifton. Field Marshal Rommel wanted to present this decoration to you personally, but there wasn't time before he left.
Thank you. Sergeant, you take over. Usual guard shifts.
Yes, sir.
After you, Captain.
That poor old Vitrati had a cash in his chips. To pay for that bastard's medal.
Captain Hubert. Anti-personnel mine. Stop the others.
That explosion was one of our mines. Someone must have stepped on it.
You can't be sure it was one of our mines. Fire a few rounds.
Some German got it out there, Captain. I couldn't find him. He's got to be out there somewhere. We better go back and get him.
The orders were to determine whether this zone was mined, and we have the proof we need. It's useless to risk other lives searching for one casualty.
Useless. Nice and logical.
Captain, do you mind if we walk back to the stronghold? We know the way.
As you wish, Lieutenant. Weiter.
Sergeant.
Lieutenant.
Come on.
Giorgio, there he is.
He's still alive. Give me a hand.
Get going! And you?
That's an order!
Hold your fire. Can't you see he's wounded? Hey, you. Put that pistol on the ground.
On your feet.
Get your hands off me. I can walk.
Halt! Who goes there? Italian. Italian.
He's lost a lot of blood. Get him to the medics. Schnell!
Hey, Italian. Gotta sleep. Let me sleep.
If you think you're going to try and question me, you're wasting your breath. I don't know anything. I haven't seen anything. I have no information to give you whatsoever. I'm Infantry Lieutenant Giorgio Borri of the Royal Italian Army. My serial number is 284242. That's all.
Perhaps you are under the impression that we torture prisoners of war.
You're English. That's enough.
There's a rather large number of your fellow soldiers in our hands who will testify to the humane treatment they've received. Cup of tea? There's no reason why we can't talk a bit as officers and gentlemen without violating your military code. Is that leg hurting you very badly? I can give you a sedative.
No.
As you please. It's up to you. Sergeant! This wound could be infected. It needs medication. Prisoner's health examination compound for this one. Poor chap needs treatment.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant.
Yes?
Thanks.
had to amputate this man's leg, but we kept him alive.
And that Italian who brought him in, he wounded too?
No. He's suffering from total exhaustion.
Wake up. Wake up. Yes, it's Captain Hubert. Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you, Captain. Better.
I want to thank you for what you have done.
What's that? What are you talking about?
That German soldier you brought out of the minefield. Why did you risk your life to save him, Sergeant?
I don't know. I don't know, Captain. We're just made that way.
Achtung! Gewehr präsentiert!
Heil Hitler!
Melden Sie mich.
Pass, Feldmarschall.
Weiter.
Welcome, my dear Rommel. How are you? I've been told that your health was not exactly...
I didn't come here to talk about my health, General Halder.
I'm sure. And the trouble is, the Fuhrer isn't here to receive you. Operations on the Russian front absorb him completely. But he has asked me to help you solve the difficulties.
Difficulties? 70,000 men are about to be lost in Africa through the blindness of this command, and you speak of difficulties.
Blindness of the Fuhrer, Feldmarschall?
Obviously, the Führer was never informed of the desperate situation.
The Fuhrer knows all. My dear Rommel, you must know that victory depends on the campaign in Russia. The front in Africa is naturally a secondary one.
Then let's get out of El Alamein and withdraw to positions we are able to defend.
That's an order the Fuhrer will never give. The prestige of the soldiers of the German right can't afford the damage of a humiliating defeat.
Which means I'm through.
Marshal, for a long time now, the Fuhrer's been very much worried about your health. And because of this, he begs that you put yourself under physician's care. He's reserved you an apartment in a splendid clinic in Semmering. Once you're there, you'll have peace, tranquility, and a good long rest I'm sure you'll need.
I need rest, not retirement.
I've noticed there is a ditch on the other side of the barbed wire. Once we get over that wire, they will have a damned hard time finding us. Now, how many are willing to give it a go?
You must think we are nuts, Lieutenant. They told us to come here and fight, so we did. They said shoot Englishmen, we shot Englishmen. Now we're just prisoners. For us, the war is finished. Stopped. Kaput.
We get plenty of food and beer. What else do we need? Ask the crowds. Maybe they feel like risking their necks going back into that hell.
Well, it's up to you, fellows. I'm going. Good luck.
You got guts, Lieutenant. I wish you luck.
Thanks.
All right, you geezers, on your feet. You're taking a trip. On your feet, you bloody wops.
sun. The sun. Must keep going toward the sun.
Hey, stop.
Get out of that car and throw away your gun. Sorry, fellows. Now it's your turn to walk.
You nuts, Kapow?
Hey, it's the English. Up there.
What English? You're punch drunk. Those left hooks to the head got you seeing things.
But they were right there. I saw them. There, you see? I'm seeing things all right.
Don't shoot! I'm Lieutenant Bori!
He's back, the louse. It's just our luck.
I'm gonna shoot him by mistake. We'll never have another chance like this.
Hey, you want to get stood up against the wall?
Lieutenant! Come on in!
Only the good get bumped off.
Giorgio! Welcome back. So you got away. How the hell did you do it? And don't leave out anything. You feel all right? You hungry? Thirsty?
No, I'm fine.
Hey, what's the matter? You hurt yourself? Here, let me help you.
It's nothing. I can manage by myself.
Huh? You sure?
Really, I can. It's nothing. Boys, there's something for you in that Jeep.
Look, biscuits! Madonna mia! If only there's some tortellini in here!
Welcome back, Lieutenant.
Thanks, Sergeant.
With your permission, sir.
Go ahead.
All right, bring it out, boys. Bring it out.
I'll divide that stuff. The meat. The biscuits. What's that?
Crackers.
All right, put it here. Help yourself.
Well, perhaps they're happy now that I've come back.
You know, Giorgio, I guess when they explained the psychology of the Italian soldier to your class at officers' school, you weren't there.
My plan has been approved by Field Marshal Montgomery himself. This is a false map of our minefields, but it's been prepared so carefully even the War Office couldn't detect the counterfeit. Now it's only a matter of finding someone who's ready to go out and wave it under the enemy's nose.
I'm ready, Major Baker.
Very well, Graham. But I should warn you, this is an extremely dangerous mission. You might not come back.
Once, Major, you said that war has no rules. You said that a man's conscience is the only problem. Anything I can do to help save England from defeat is worth doing, whatever the risk.
I'm not prepared to argue with that. Very well, Graham. Nightfall, you'll move out to the desert with a 10-man patrol. You'll force the enemy's hand, surprising him and engaging him in a close-quarter fight. And it must be a violent action to avoid suspicion. This map is to be found by the Germans in your jeep, which you'll abandon after the action.
I'll do my best, sir.
Lieutenant, we'll be needing your type of man when this is finally over.
Thank you, sir.
Boy, we're winning the war. There's people eating like this.
You know what I say? That slob of a lieutenant is getting a lot more likable. With beer like this.
Those British. I got to know a lieutenant. He seemed just like one of us.
You want Oriental tobacco or English tobacco, huh, Sergeant?
They all taste the same. Just give me a cigarette. Hey, hear that noise, Capel?
What noise? I didn't hear any noise.
I guess it's all those rocks you got in your head, boy.
Oh, yeah?
Sounds like the motor of a Jeep.
It's a good thing that Christmas comes only once a year, Sergeant.
Hey, you got a cigarette for me? Since His Britannic Majesty is treating.
Double in! Sons of bitches! Sons of bitches!
Why him?
He was the one, the lieutenant.
Yes.
No. No Santa Claus. Not this time, Sergeant.
Bury him. Come on, Jojo. You mustn't think of him now as a man. Only as a dead enemy.
Lieutenant, this seems to be a map of the English minefields.
Well, it certainly looks like one. We'd better get it through to headquarters right away. Get me a messenger. 3 paths through the minefields. It's like an invitation to a wedding or to a funeral.
I'm unable to understand why we still mistrust this map. It's been subjected to every test known to science.
It's a risky card to lead with. However, I confess, it's tempting.
You have to try, General Stumme. The enemy is preparing to attack us, and we sit here like birds on a branch waiting to be shut down. We must prevent it. The Führer would never pardon this command if we let this opportunity slip through our fingers.
The Führer is mercifully not here.
He is our commander-in-chief. We owe him the same fidelity and obedience we demand from the troops under us. Sorry, sir.
An attack in force through the center, utilizing the 3 passages marked clear of mines. What do you say, Von Thoma?
You're the commander.
Prepare orders for the operation. Tonight, the English will have an unpleasant surprise.
The enemy's walking into the trap, for which we can thank poor Lieutenant Graham. Order the artillery to lay down a curtain barrage as soon as the last tank has entered the target area.
Move it!
Received and understood.
Ready! Battery 1, fire!
Because, my dear Feldmarschall Rommel, it is in the supreme interest of Germany that we must act.
I only hope, Admiral Canaris, that for you Germany is not just an abstract word. For me, it means the German people.
I know. That's why we're here. I hate fanatics and consider them dangerous.
They are dangerous, Admiral. But the trouble is when things go wrong, the Germans say, we need a strong man.
Yeah. But finally the moment arrives when we say we don't need him anymore.
You may be right.
Alvin!
Gnädige Frau, your husband has shown himself to be a real sailor. In the finest tradition of the services, he braved high winds and stormy seas and brought us safely into port.
Shall we have an aperitif?
Well,
What is it?
this arrived just now from Supreme Command for you.
General Stumme launched an attack. Lost half our armored vehicles. Stumme's dead. Hitler wants me to go back to Africa. If you'll excuse me.
But you really haven't been cured yet.
Please pack for me, dear. I must leave here immediately.
As you wish, Erwin. Auf Wiedersehen, Herr Canaris.
I'll try to salvage whatever is still salvageable. But I do agree with you. That man's no longer needed. Yes. Corporal Hitler. That's what you came to hear me say. Well, I said it.
May God go with you, Rommel.
Present! Hunt! At ease, gentlemen. When I assumed command of the 8th Army, I promised you, and myself, that I would destroy the Axis forces in North Africa. Now, the Germans have no more tanks, but they do have guns, a lot of them. We must eliminate all the tank traps and strong points, through which we must pass in order to take the enemy from the rear. The bombardment will begin at 2100 hours sharp. May the god of battle be with us.
Fire one!
You act like you're tired of living, jailbird. Mind if I have a look, too? Yeah, but she's a prostitute.
Who'd you think it was? The Duce?
Do we have to stay here and die like bloody idiots? Why doesn't our artillery open up?
Half our guns have been destroyed by the British tanks, and anyway, we've got orders to save ammunition. Headquarters says...
Hello. 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 Lost.
They're gonna kill all of us! I don't want to die. I don't want to die! I want to get out of here! Stop! Shut up! Calm down, will you? We're going to die like rats! Ranucci's right. Let's run for it!
Come on. Let's get out of here. Hold it. Stay where you are. There's no cover out there. It's much worse.
Blow be slaughtered!
Gara!
No! Down!
Here, Sando. But what? It doesn't matter. Play it. Play it!
I don't want to die!
Hey, la strada che si fa.
Come back here and start singing. Sing, I say. Sing. Can't you hear me? And you too. Come on, sing loud. That's the stuff, boys. Sing loud and clear, and you'll all wind up on the stage of the Rome Opera. You sing like a bunch of crows. You're all flat. Come on, you Carusos. Sing.
La scatoletta con il minestrone, davanti senza il povero coglione. La figlia sempre si deve gridare, poi campare qua giù. E la barba di Noè, è lungo un metro, e 33. E la strada che si fa, avanti e dietro non mai finirà. Nei capelli e nelle orecchie e nella gli occhi, sabbia, sempre sabbia.
Let out a yell, will you? The silence is more than my ears can take.
I'll show them what I think of their barrage. Hey, you limeys! If your aim was as good as mine, we'd be dead!
How do you like the war, Lieutenant?
Lieutenant, Battalion headquarters called. They say they suffered heavy losses behind the lines, and they want to know what the situation is here.
Tell them we're counting our dead and wounded. And tell them we need ambulances.
Yes, sir.
End of transmission.
Heidler, operations report for the past 24 hours. It took a long time to compile, but it's a very complete analysis of the situation.
Thank you. But I won't have time to read it. The English offensive extends along the entire front?
Yes, Feldmarschall. Their 9th Armored has already put out of action considerably more than half of our artillery.
And was the barrage equally intense in all sectors?
No, the southern front has obviously been hit the hardest, particularly the sector held by the Folgore Division and the Ramke.
Probably the point at which Montgomery intends to concentrate his forces. For a breakthrough, he hopes. Turning our flank and cutting us off from any possibility of retreat.
But it's already too late to extricate our troops. I figure we'd need about 24 hours before we'd reach Tobruk with the motorized units. Montgomery won't allow us all that time.
The Führer would not be happy to hear Feldmarschall Rommel proposing to lead a retreat.
Please do not interrupt. We must take the risk. If Montgomery drives a spearhead through our weakened southern front, it will mean utter disaster. You know very well that the Ranke and Folgore divisions have to be sacrificed. The armored division Ariete will furnish support with every means at their disposal. While Montgomery is trying to break through the point which is most heavily defended, we'll have time to beat a retreat toward Tobruk.
But the plan's risky. If the enemy outguesses us, it's probable...
They won't outguess us. Explain to division commanders Ranke and Folgore the supreme necessity that they hold out for more than 24 hours.
But the other Italian divisions will have no transport. They can't possibly get away.
It's not my fault if Mussolini sent his people off to war without the necessary means. Send out the orders immediately.
Lieutenant. From Division Commander. Sign, please.
Want a shot of grappa?
I better not, Lieutenant. I'm in a hurry.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. You and your men have to return to the Ariete. The Folgore is to remain here. Call up your men and get moving, will you? The 2 anti-tank guns stay here.
What are you holding out on me?
Sergeant Major Borri, don't be a bloody nuisance. You got your orders, carry them out.
Forget you're the brass. What's that message say?
Girone.
During the 24 hours, beginning midnight November 3rd, any enemy attack must be resisted to the last man. Stop. All Bersaglieri units will return to their respective commands. Stop. Anti-tank weapons are to remain with defending troops.
Girone!
Hold it. He wouldn't understand. I'm not leaving you here to face it alone. I'm staying with you.
Now you stop trying to play the hero. Get your men and get out of here.
Giorgio, listen to me.
Leave me in peace at least for once.
Bersaglieri, fall in! Come on, start, you no-good son of a bitch. It won't start. Get out. All right, boys, out of the truck. We got orders to retreat by any available means. And this is all we got. Be waiting for you. Let's march.
To all 8th Army troops from the commanding officer, etc., etc. How long till dawn?
Bit over an hour, sir.
Officers and men, we've now reached a decisive phase of the war. I promised you I would chase the German fox. That moment has now arrived. We have first-class equipment, fine tanks, good cannon, and sufficient ammunition. Each one of us must go into battle with the determination to see it through to the bitter end. To fight, to kill, and finally to win. If each one of us does exactly that, we shall crush the enemy and sweep him out of northern Africa.
Marshal, the 3 Italian divisions are already engaging the enemy. The rest of the front is relatively quiet.
Montgomery did what we wanted. If the southern front holds, we are saved.
Herr Generalfeldmarschall, stop the retreat. Orders from the Führer. Arrived just this moment.
The situation in which you find yourself demands from you all-out resistance. Break the enemy, hurling into battle every gun and every man that you still have available. You must gain the victory even if you have to fight to the last man. Adolf Hitler.
Stop the retreat! Halt! Stop the retreat! This possession has to be held! Orders from the Führer! Halt! Halt!
General Schwartz! I am in command here. Keep out of this. These men are worth more to Germany than the words of a maniac. What are you waiting for? Go on! Go on!
Sergeant Major, I can't go any farther.
Get up. We're not gonna leave you here. Let's go.
Mamma mia, a million tanks.
Hey, Jailbird, you're supposed to be a safe cracker. Let's see you open up that strong box. Fire!
Go on, load her again. Take the measure right in the mouth. Boom! They're finished.
Look, those are our tanks. See, it's the Ariete tanks.
Mosquitoes against elephants. What can they do?
Look there, Lieutenant. The last two shells, Lieutenant. Load them.
Let's get them with the bottles.
Ready? Over the top or you wish you were dead!
Hello, Ariete Command. All our tanks have been destroyed. The battalion does not exist anymore. Over and out. Forward!
You'll never see your father.
The Ariete Armored Division's been annihilated, but a few strong points are still resisting. The sandstorm has reduced visibility to where our tanks are having difficulty maneuvering.
We shall see nothing at all shortly. Then the weakest will have an advantage. Order all units to return to their bases.
Yes, sir.
Another one gone. Put him in the ditch.
He's the 131st.
I know what you're thinking. The Voth Company doesn't exist anymore.
No use worrying about it. The men really fought.
Well, I think every one of you deserves a medal.
Lieutenant, excuse the expression, but medals don't mean a friggin' thing.
I want to live to see my son.
For us, it'll be enough to get home and I mean, not in a box.
All right, then. We can stay here and let the British take us prisoner. Or we can beat it and let them take us tomorrow. Now, you will all decide. I'm not going to issue any orders.
The Germans asked us to resist for 24 hours. To protect their rear. They got transport, of course. They even loaded all the personal luggage of the officers. But no Italians are riding. You can bet on that.
Piero, that's the difference to us.
The 24 hours aren't up yet. Those poor bastards out there retreating on foot. We need another day. Maybe only a few more hours.
Well, cut the fooling around. What are we supposed to fight the English with, Lieutenant Borey? Maybe with stones?
Well, there's more than just stones here. And out in the desert.
There's fire bottles that were left over. We got sticks of dynamite. Wait, you meant mines. There's millions of them out there.
There are 2 trucks behind the hill. The captain said you could take them. But don't go along this path. It's already in the hands of the English.
And the Brescia and Pavia divisions?
They were surrounded and cut to pieces. An English armored division broke through the center.
Strong point, Garrison. Must warn them. You, take command. Yes, sir. Get off.
Let's go, gang. We'll take the sightseeing bus.
Really no point in wasting precious ammo. No reaction anymore. The tanks may advance again. Give the order to cease fire.
Water. Give me some water.
Where's your lieutenant, son?
Up there, mines. Minefields. With the ones that are left.
Just don't get panicky. You'll be all right, and I'll be back. Here, take this.
Matches.
I wonder how many of us will see the sun set.
Granucci, where's the lieutenant?
Hey, Sergeant Major, what are you doing here?
Folgeri division's gone. It's all over for us. I must warn the lieutenant.
But how? He's in that father's hole down there. Stay here, Sergeant Major. I'll go.
Giorgio! Go away! Run!
Surrender! We're defeated! The whole front has collapsed!
Giorgio, you should have stayed with the others. Save yourself. At least you.
The others are all safe now. My brother and I did it. We saved them, Giorgio.
Come down here, Giorgio! The last tanks are coming in. I'm happy to report we have suffered only minimum losses so far.
One day they'll say the real victory of Rommel was his retreat from El Alamein. And the troops in the south?
Annihilated. There wasn't a hope for them.
Don't blame me. Our Corporal Hitler wished it.
All right, men, shape up.
Line up, by threes.
Warrant officers 2, non-coms and soldiers 8, sir.
Fourth company, forward! March! Attention! Left